All right, guys, pictures up.
Pictures up.
Pictures up.
Let's roll sound.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Sound speeds.
Camera speeds. 2. Awesome. Take 2. Mark.
Set. And action.
Welcome to the Penn Cinema Podcast, your behind-the-curtain connection for movie news and reviews. Now here are your hosts, Penn Ketchum and David Moulton.
Welcome to the show. I'm David Moulton.
And I'm Penn Ketchum. What's up? David, your introduction had a hint of question at the end. You were like, I'm David Moulton?
Yeah. Well, I'm curious.
Are we going through something?
It's an identity thing.
Okay.
So, I lost the beard.
Right.
It's coming back.
No, I see you found part of it.
Yeah. It's like, who am I? This
Right.
morning I looked in the mirror and I was like, what's this hairline doing?
It's not coming forward.
Do I need to be concerned? Should we think about changing the hairstyle?
Oh, shit.
Maybe not.
What?
Maybe. When does it look desperate?
Oh, my God.
And why was it years ago?
Right. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I want to, you're working through your identity. I'm working through my own.
Right.
We're working through our issues together. This is what we do. Nothing if not personal growth.
Right.
On this show. And I have decided that this is the episode 248. This is the one in which Penn turns over a new leaf.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm going to grow up right before your very eyes.
In front of me.
Yep. And if you listeners listen carefully, you will notice that on today's show,
Yeah.
there are 2 movies listed in our trailers that are being released by Amazon Prime. And I am not going to refer to them as anything except movies. We all know by now what they are.
Now, one of them I didn't know was.
Well, I don't know. They might get a tricky release or whatever, but
Right.
neither one of them said anything about select theaters or coming to a theater near you or anything else. But it doesn't matter because I'm turning over a new leaf.
But the second one I put on there because it tied into
Sure.
news.
Right. I'm just saying, now that I'm so grown up,
Right.
I'm going to look at these movies, even though they're being released in a different place other besides maybe a movie theater.
Right.
But I'm going to try to be a big boy about it because I think I should set a more positive tone about the medium that we all know and love.
It only took 5 years.
That's it.
It's beautiful. I'm so emotional right now.
I'm also trying to figure out what to do because I picked up this pen, and when I took the lid off, I saw it had no butt.
Oh, no.
It's a buttless pen.
It's a buttless pen.
Yeah, so that's going to bother me all afternoon. But I'm going to, again, on account of being so grown up and mature.
Speaking of being grown up and mature.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Your pen missing its butt.
Yeah.
In high school,
Ooh.
I wrote a rap that people still from high school refer to me by. It had more lyrics.
Yeah. But
this was the song.
okay.
B to the U to the double T. My butt fell off. My butt fell off.
To this day, I'm amazed how you don't have a record deal.
I know. And I don't know why. I don't remember why that came up, but it's
B to the U to the double T.
My butt fell off. What? My butt fell off.
What? I hope somebody, if, God forbid, a million years from now, if you go before I do, can I wrap that at my eulogy? And
please.
Then no introduction and no explanation afterwards.
One time he told me these words and they stuck with me
Forever.
B to the U to the double T.
No, I think it's funnier if there's no explanation.
Okay.
I think you wear a suit, full-on suit, dark suit, all somber, walk up to the podium with like pages and pages of notes,
Yeah.
but then you just read it.
That's it.
Right. You say it, B to the U.
B to the U to the double T. My butt fell off. And then someone in the crowd, what? My butt fell off. Uh-huh.
All right. So write us in if you want to volunteer. Podcast at Penn Cinema. If you want to be the person who yells, what?
What? Now you have to think that you're going to outlive me, which is pretty
Right.
substantial.
Yeah, right. So you got to be a spring chicken. We want some of the youngsters.
Oh man. So kind of a light week this
Light week. Yep, that's all right. It's January. I mean, this is typical. We are going through a very typical season for January. And this is what I've said. You've heard me say it every year. It's kind of the same as September. September and early October is a little bit more of like, I call it like a mystery box, because there's movies that the studios don't really know what they have, you know, and they release them in September, and some of the movies stink. I would even say most of them, but some of the movies in September are like gems. You know what I mean? They turn out to be really amazing hidden gems, and you're like, oh yeah, I love it. And I always enjoy going to see a movie in September. There's no hype, there's no expectations, there's no projected grosses or anything like that. It's just some movie that somebody wrote and somebody made, and usually it's a paycheck movie. Some big A-lister, decided to do it. They're paying him $3 million. Probably for a week of work or something like that. But sometimes those movies turn out to be really great. January is a little bit different. The quality of movie in January is better because they're typically leading up to the Oscar season. You know what I mean? So the wide releases this year have been sort of the exception to the rule. ISS, Beekeeper, some of these movies that are fun, but they're not great. But what you're doing a lot of business with this year is holdovers, Boys in the Boat, American Fiction. Well, American Fiction is no longer here, but you know what I mean? Some of the more Oscar baity, movies. Oppenheimer was in IMAX this week. Barbie came back. So you have sort of some of these Oscar movies that people are they're getting excited for the Oscars, and they're like, oh, well, I didn't see, Poor Things yet. I want to see that Emma Stone movie. I didn't see this other thing. So in January, and January typically is a holdover from Christmas. You have Christmas movies, so typically we would still be getting a lot of juice out of a Star Wars movie. This year Disney sat out Christmas. So the movie, my point in all of this is that commercially it's a slow time of year, but product wise there's a lot of content, and this year in particular there's a lot of good movies out. Like right now you say what's the best movie in the building, I gotta ask you what kind of movie you want to see.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because there's a great comedy, there's a great musical, there's a great action movie, there's a great drama. There's all kinds of good stuff. Even the kids movie Migration, which has been out for 6 weeks now, is great. I think I talked about it on the show around Christmas time. So it's been pretty slow in the movie business as per usual, and that's not just in Lit, it's nationally. I mean, it's reflected in the news. There's not much news. The trailers are a little bit random, although I will say, just to tease the trailer section, I thought every single one of these trailers was good.
All but one for me.
All but one. Yeah, Roadhouse was dumb, right?
No,
not Roadhouse.
Sleeping Dogs.
Sleeping Dogs. Oh, yeah. You're right. I did watch all of them, and all but two were
Roadhouse
good.
looks great.
Roadhouse looks awful.
Get out of town.
Okay, so let's not get ahead of ourselves,
saying
David.
That Jake Gyllenhaal should have been up for awards for it.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Right.
Did you watch the Roadhouse trailer? The new one? With
Yes,
Jake
I
Gyllenhaal?
literally just watched it, all of it, with the sound on. And I didn't do anything while I was watching it, and I thought it would look fine. I'm kind of joking that it looks like crap. I'm not saying it looks like crap, but Jake Gyllenhaal, they're not looking for an award for Jake Gyllenhaal for what? For being ripped?
Yeah.
I don't think you get awards for that. Otherwise, Jason Statham
What
would
are
be
all my awards for?
Right. I stand corrected.
Then I've never received a reward. Let's start off with that, since we're talking Roadhouse.
Okay.
All right. So the big thing here is the director of Roadhouse has spoken out and is boycotting Sundance as a result because Amazon deceived him in what type of movie he was making. He was given this budget and told this movie will go to theaters. You are making a theater-released film. That's what the budget's for. That's what we're doing. And then the movie's done. It comes time to promote, and they say, no, this is just going to go to streaming.
Right.
And he believes that he has made a theatrical-worthy film there's hype around Jake Gyllenhaal's performance in this, which, for whatever reason, you don't seem to believe. But there's hype around Jake Gyllenhaal's performance in this.
Why do you keep winking at me when you say Jake Gyllenhaal?
Nudge, wink, wink. You know what I mean? And he's really upset.
What?
And I think this is, the directors have to stand up.
I think what he needs to do is call Gal Gadot and find out the name of her attorney and do to Amazon what Gal Gadot did to Warner Brothers with Wonder Woman, and say, hey, give me my slice. I didn't get paid to make a movie that wasn't going to be released in theaters.
Was that was Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, it was?
For wasn't that Black Widow?
Who played Wonder Woman?
That was Gal Gadot, but I thought that Scarlett Johansson was the one that sued over the dual release loss of income.
Well, either way, I don't know which one it was. I thought it was Gal Gadot, but I could be wrong. But the point is, I think the director needs to learn the lesson that other people have learned in the last 2 years, which is when you sign a contract, you need to know ahead of time what it is, and if it's not going to be what it is, then you need a plan B in your compensation package.
Right.
I mean, Jesus, I think that's page one of working in Hollywood now.
Yeah.
If he wasn't prepared for that question, and those alternatives and contingencies, then shame on him for being a moron and not thinking ahead.
Well, I think the difference here is that they're saying that when Amazon makes a streaming movie, it doesn't get the attention,
right?
So there was no hint that this wasn't going to go.
Nothing,
and apparently it's tested really well, and.
When you release a movie anywhere other than theatrical, it never gets the attention.
Yeah.
That's the power and the beauty of theatrical. If you would like to release your movie on a television program, then that's going to be appropriately promoted on TV.
So let's talk about Roadhouse. You didn't like the trailer?
No, the trailer was fine. It was cool, and there was some chuckles to it. And no, I would not say that I didn't like it. When I glanced down at the list, I thought, okay, that might be one that was a little, but you're right. Sleeping Dogs was worse.
Oh my God, it's so bad.
Yeah, so Roadhouse was good, and I could see myself watching this movie. Mm-hmm. He has the same character's name as the original Roadhouse.
Oh, I think, but I can't remember what it is.
Dalton.
Yeah.
And then there are some other similarities, but for the most part, it's basically a totally reworked. It's the same premise, a very similar plot, but totally reworked. Yeah. There's little bits of throwbacks, but basically different. I don't know. It looked like fun. I would watch it.
Okay. All right. Well, remember that from when we review trailers.
I'll try.
Okay. Anyone But You. A movie that's still in theaters.
Indeed.
Is getting re-released with a special Valentine's Day edition.
Right. So Anyone But You started out in the middle of the road at Christmas time. Mm-hmm. And then during the Christmas break, it didn't open up great, but during the Christmas break, it only actually got stronger. And we actually, on its second week, moved it to a larger auditorium.
Really?
Yeah. And then on its third week, we moved it to a yet larger auditorium, which was probably a little too big for it. So it's coming back down to a medium auditorium. But my point is, this is a movie that did not open great, but has had legs like crazy. And so we're going to definitely, basically by me committing to opening the Valentine's Day edition, what I'm saying is, yeah, I'll hold it for another 2 weeks and get it through till February 14th. But what the studio, this is from Sony, what Sony's done, which I think is really smart, is they're like, okay, we have a great product, and it's a perfect date movie. It's a great product for Valentine's Day, and the weekend before and after Valentine's Day. So we can't it would be lazy to just leave it in there and hope some people come to it. So what they're doing is they're giving it some extra juice. There's bonus content, and there's a little introduction from the two stars. Hey, thanks for coming out on Valentine's Day. A little extra juice, that I think people will appreciate and enjoy. So Anyone But You, the Valentine's edition, comes out on February 9th and plays at all 3 Penn Cinema locations. And it's definitely, I'm not saying it's news, because it was never our number one title. It was never even in the top 3, I don't think. But it's definitely an interesting example of a movie that opened up in the middle of the pack and has had really strong legs, all the way through. And I think it's cool that Sony is tacking on a little extra bonus coverage, bonus content for their Valentine's Day stuff.
And I've heard positive things.
Oh,
everyone I know has seen it's been like, oh, it was cute.
Never heard anything but good.
Yeah.
People like this movie. This is a fun, easy date movie.
Yeah. All right.
Speaking of fun, easy date movies, Tenet is coming back.
Oh,
Yeah. Nothing.
super easy.
Right. And
Easy and Tenet
right.
to go together.
It's the first word you think of when you think of Christopher Nolan.
Right.
You hardly ever have to
Easy.
watch his movies twice to figure out what the hell is going on. Now, this is news to me. I would have thought that I was in on this, but this is news to me. So walk us through what you're saying here.
Tenet is coming back to theaters for, I think, IMAX specifically.
Okay.
For 1 week with like a little package about Dune 2 attached to it. I don't know why these two are connected other than maybe because it's sci-fi-ish and
It's Warner Brothers.
IMAX.
It's the Warner's thing.
It's just the Warner's thing.
Yeah, they're probably using it as a means to promote Dune. Tenet was a real popular IMAX property.
Right.
It did really
So there
well
you
in
go.
IMAX.
And they are pushing Dune and IMAX hard.
Yeah, and rightly so. And also, I will say our pre-sales reflect it. Now, David, did you hear the news about the exclusive IMAX sneak for Dune?
Boy, your boy didn't just hear the news, he got himself some tickets.
Guys, it's also tickets. Dune 2, which opens up on March 1st, is being released one show only, 7 p.m. on February 25th.
Yeah. You know what won me over? The time and that it was on the weekend.
7 p.m.
And I was like, I can do that.
Isn't that Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Right.
it's
You don't
not-
have to
it's
get
not
here from work.
It's not a real work. I don't have to
Right.
get home from work and then get out.
Right,
again.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that's interesting. So good for Warner Brothers for doing their part. I think the early indicators are that Dune is going to be a huge title.
Yes.
I think this is going to be. They're going to be glad they pushed it from November.
Yes. And I would not be surprised if they're like, oh, maybe our original release plan for Dune 1 was a mistake.
Right.
Where they release it on HBO. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe they should call Gal Gadot.
Yeah. What up, Gal?
And what's the other guy's name? Who's the director? Oh, we didn't know it. The director of Roadhouse.
Director of Roadhouse.
What was your first day in Hollywood, buddy? Did you get off the bus last night?
What's going on with you? I also saw the big news this week. They're like, Zendaya said she'd come back for Dune 3. It's like, well, yeah. Like, these are legacy characters.
Right.
Like, of course she's signed on to come back.
Right. In wildly successful franchises.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. Like, every now and then you get that when it's like, it makes sense, like, when a movie's 20 years old and they're like, oh, so-and-so said they'd come back to revise Porky's, you know.
Right. Yeah.
But like,
course.
we didn't even release the second one yet, and the biggest star of the movie is what, you know. Now, to her credit, I think the quote that I heard from her when asked about if she would come back for Dune 3, the quote started with the two words, of course.
Yeah.
Like, almost like, what kind of dumb question is that? Of course I'll be here.
Right. I'd be more surprised if they're like, she's going to come back for Dune 4, because I'd be like, wait a sec. Her character dies in the third one.
Way to spoil it for the rest of us, David.
I know. The more surprising thing would
Jesus.
be is if they were like, Jason Momoa is back for Dune 3.
Right.
Because,
He died in Dune 1.
but he comes back.
What if he came back for Dune 3 as Aquaman?
There's a whole big thing where they don't sort of recognize him.
Right.
So maybe that's why you look different.
Who's that guy coming out of the water?
Yeah. Where'd the water come from on Dune?
Right. The planet with no water.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's
All right.
brilliant.
So speaking of Dune.
Yes, tell me. You know, the Dune is fraught with controversy.
Oh my God. Have you
Yes.
seen the popcorn
Yes.
containers?
Please walk us through
Are
it.
you getting the popcorn containers?
Probably. Talk me out of it.
Okay. The Dune popcorn containers are made to look like you're sticking your hand through a sandworm with all its crysknife teeth to get your popcorn.
Right.
But what it looks like is a fleshlight. And there are a lot of people are like, what is going on here with this design? Like, did nobody stop for a second?
Did nobody ask the internet's teenage viewers, what does this remind you of?
Yeah. No one looked at this and thought maybe that's What?
I wouldn't be surprised if that gets canned.
You think?
Yeah.
Look, I'm not one to get the popcorn things, but if this happens, I might have to get it just because of like a piece of history,
Right.
Like you know.
You know what we never talked about? We had a great popcorn container for Saw X.
Oh, really?
For Saw 10. It lit up. There was like a little button. It was just a simple, I think it was four-sided, but it might have been round. But there was a little switch on the bottom when you clicked, and it had like 4 windows on it, and each window was like a scene from the movie
wow.
or some throwback to the movie, and it lit up. And I thought it was like super cool.
Yeah.
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 I think, this current controversy notwithstanding, I think that whoever's in charge of making popcorn buckets has upped their game. Like, they're doing a good job.
And they're getting crazy. Like, I didn't really, I guess AMC's buckets are like insanely expensive and people collect them.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wow.
Yeah. Well, our buckets sell for a lot of money, but then if we find out you're a collector, they're cost $100. Just to make you feel good, because
Right.
we want to enhance that
like-
experience.
You gotta feel like you earned it.
We're going to sell this one to this kid for $20.
Right.
And then when you step up to the cash register, we see your collector card and we charge you $150.
This is gonna be $150,
right.
but no popcorn.
No popcorn.
No, you don't want to oil it up.
What, are you going to get grease in your popcorn bucket?
Yeah.
No, you're going to go home, put that on your shelf next to the other $150 popcorn buckets.
Right. And you're gonna be like, look where I spent my money.
Yeah. And then someday you're going to be dating some girl. And you're going to turn your head. You're going to look away for 1 minute. And when you look back, she's going to have your popcorn bucket full of popcorn and nachos and cheese and shit. And that's going to be the end of her.
Worse yet, you're gonna turn around and she's gonna have them all stacked up
Right.
in the corner with a trash bag over top. Like, so you can... Been there. No. All right. Excuse me. Whew. Excuse me. Last bit of news here. Pharrell recently announced.
I thought you were going to just let that sit for a minute. Pharrell
recently announced he has a movie about his life coming out from Focus Features. But the big thing is the movie will be stop motion Lego.
And you know what it's going to be called?
What's that?
B to the U to the double T.
A butt fell off.
What?
A butt fell off. Uh-huh. It's titled Piece by Piece. And he quoted it, "Who would have thought that playing with Legos as a kid would evolve into a movie about my life? It's proof that anyone else can do it."
I think this is awesome. I think this is one of those examples of like, people are the best. I'm always saying people are the worst.
Yeah, all the time.
Right. But really, people are the best. Like who thinks of this? I just think it's brilliant. I think it's like, I can't wait to see it. I don't know if it's going to be a good movie or not. And I don't know what's so special about his life. He's a very popular star, and that's cool. And
I think just doing it in Lego makes it impressive.
Exactly. It makes me intrigued. And if you I don't know the guy. I'm not an expert.
But you don't know Pharrell?
I've never met him.
Come on.
I mean, we have a lot of friends in common.
Okay.
All
right. Now that seems, but I mean, I'm still surprised.
Obviously, I've been to his house a few times, and he's been to mine, but we've never actually connected during those parties.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's just funny how that works.
Yeah.
But if you have this mental image of him, he's a very creative. He's an individualistic. He wears that hat like from Curious George.
Yeah.
Man with a big yellow hat, and he wears that kind of hat. And
Bounty is shot.
Yeah, and he's got that clap rhythm with the happy song.
The
and very creative guy.
Yes.
So this sounds like a perfect match. I can picture how it's going to work for him. I think it's fun. Good for you. Can't wait to see it.
Well, that's all the news fit to print. Whoa.
That was the down low.
The down low. It was almost like, is he DJing?
That's what I was going for. I was going for the David, middle school David rapping.
Butt fell off.
But what?
What? Wow.
What if I stood up and said that at your funeral and the whole congregation? What? Like, that would be great.
What if they all just said it along? Like,
yes.
like a Gregorian chant.
Yes.
B to the U.
Right. B to the U to the. Do you remember what you're supposed to say at my funeral? He was an avid indoorsman.
He was an avid endorsement.
Yes, I'm counting on you to remember that.
I gotta remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the odds are, statistically, you're going to be at mine more than I'm going to be at yours.
Well, let's not assume anything. I do a lot of dumb things.
All right, we got great trailers. We got 6 trailers. 4 of them are solid. 1 of them is okay. And 1 of them, I think bad would be the appropriate word.
Okay. All right.
I'm not going to give it a 0.
Start off with the bad?
You going to give it a 0?
No.
Okay. The movie we're talking about is Sleeping Dogs, starring Russell Crowe, and it's basically like this guy gets brain surgery, and then to keep his brain active, he opens up. He's like what, a retired detective or
something like that,
some kind of agent,
sort of.
and he opens up a cold case, and somehow has to
He's trying to solve a cold case, but I kind of got that like maybe what he's trying to solve isn't real. Like it's part of
right,
a mental breakdown.
Right, or like a dream. Like, did you ever see Jacob's Ladder?
Yes.
Where the whole entire movie, it turns out, is the guy's final second of life.
Yeah.
Or final microsecond of life. Like, this feels like it might have. There's definitely going to be some kind of a twist. It's not just going to be a straightforward cop show.
Right.
In my opinion.
Right. This looks like the type of movie I would watch on a Saturday afternoon at home.
Yep.
Maybe fall asleep.
Yep.
Catch the ending and still know what happened.
Right. Yeah, this is the kind of movie I watch with my finger on the fast forward button.
Yeah.
You ever do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's talk about Monkey Man next. This is a Dev Patel directed, Jordan Peele produced film. Looks kind of cool.
This looks amazing. I cannot wait to see this.
Like I'm glad that it's just a guy in a monkey suit.
Right, me too.
Because I thought, oh, it's going to be a guy with a
No,
monkey head.
right, that's going to be lame.
But no, it's definitely about a guy kind of like working his ranks up through taking out the mobs and stuff. Looks amazing. The
Trying to
action looks
defend
great.
weak people.
Yeah.
Trying to bring justice.
And I like that he's not the epitome of tough guy. Like he goes to jump through the window and he bounces right off.
Right. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Monkey Man is a big runner-up for my trailer of the week.
Same.
This was hard for me.
Yes.
There were 4 trailers here. Like from Monkey Man moving up are all trailers that I could, because we already did Roadhouse.
Oh, we already did Roadhouse?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Monkey Man moving up, these were all contenders for me.
These were all contenders. Let's start with the next one, which I would get. This is going to expose my guess. This is my guess for the next trailer that you really, really liked, but also landed as a runner-up for trailer of the week. I'm talking about Ricky Stenicki.
Yeah, this was...
Right?
Yeah.
This movie looks hilarious and great and funny and stressful, but in a good way, in a fun way.
You know what?
Are you telling me this is your
kind of my trailer of the week?
This is your trailer of the week.
Yeah.
Okay. TOTW.
Which is crazy. Which is why I'm disappointed that you think it's not coming to theaters.
It might.
Yeah, but it might not.
It didn't say anything about theaters on the trailer.
So
at the end of the trailer, it said Prime, and the only place I've ever seen ads for it is on Prime.
The premise behind Ricky Stenicki.
It's a creative. It's the first time we've seen this.
Yes, 3 guys who are all married, all have a friend, Ricky Stenicki. They're a group of 4 best friends, and every now and then Ricky Stenicki's has always been there for them.
Oh yeah,
they grew
he's
up
the
together.
best.
Every now and then he needs help, and the 3 of them got to go out of town.
So at the beginning of this trailer, they're in the kitchen, and is that Zac Efron? Who's the good looking? Yeah, he gets this phone call. Oh my God, Ricky's in the hospital. Of course,
the cancer's back.
The cancer's back.
Yeah.
And the wives are like, "Well, you got to go to Ricky." And then it turns out they're just going on a weekend away to Vegas or
Ricky
something.
Stenicki never existed.
Right. Does not exist and never did exist.
And it was a lie they told years and years ago that they've just harped on.
Right.
And then, of course, on this one trip out, the guy's wife goes into labor, and they all have to run back, and there's lots of questions why they couldn't get a hold of him.
Right.
And then people are like, we couldn't find any record of Ricky Snicky in any hospital. Like, where were you?
Right.
And so they hire a stripper,
A male.
a male stripper played by John Cena, to pretend to be Ricky Snicky, and then this like crazy guy gets stuck in their life.
So John Cena, they successfully hire this guy, John Cena.
Yeah.
Fill him in, complete every detail on the backstory.
Right.
So that he can successfully parade around, charade as Ricky Stenicki. But they get more than they bargained for because he enters their lives big time. And then when the gig is up, he doesn't leave.
Yeah.
For example, their boss, played by incredibly talented William H. Macy,
Yeah.
hires Ricky Stenicki.
Because he's so impressed by
Because he's
him.
so impressed by him.
Yeah. And they're like, you've got to leave. And he's
Right.
like, I'm Ricky Stenicki.
I'm Ricky Stenicki. No, I agree. This was a great trailer. It looks like a lot of fun. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. Next one up, we had, okay, this movie, I almost teared.
Which one?
I did, it's called One Life. And at the end of the trailer, I went,
Because you knew what was going to happen.
yeah. And I started to
it
like.
ruined it for me.
I ruined it for you?
It ruined it for me.
Yeah.
They should have left that out of the trailer.
I think so too. But so it's the story of a guy during World War II, I'm assuming.
Yeah, the Holocaust.
Yeah, he saved a bunch of kids, but he didn't save as many as he thought he could. So now, as an older man,
He's filled with regret and remorse because he didn't do enough, even though he did
so much.
so much.
Yeah, and these people are kind of like doing a report on his life, and he's trying to figure out how he can do more still.
Right.
And the part that we're talking about is he's at a show, a live filming of.
He's in a studio audience, in the front row of a studio audience, watching a television program being recorded
About him.
About him.
Yeah.
He's not on the show. He's just in the studio audience.
Right, front row.
Right.
And then they say, anyone here who was affected by or helped by this man, please stand up, and the cameras turn on. And you know it's going to be the whole audience.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm laughing because I thought you were going to say anyone who's been helped by Ricky Stenicki.
By Ricky
Raise your hand. No, this movie looks amazing. It's not my trailer of the week because I will say, and I say this with all due respect, we've seen Anthony Hopkins in this role before.
Yeah.
The movie looks a little bit predictable, formulaic, like
Good, but
like
formulaic.
it's right, good. It looks really well made, and it's from Bleecker Street, so you know it's going to be really well made. And Anthony Hopkins, who could say anything bad about him? He's amazing. But it also made me feel like, all right, well, whatever. This is going to be a good movie, but not good enough for me to be trailer of the week. And nothing interesting about it that I hadn't seen before.
This final trailer that we're going to talk about was my trailer of the week until I saw Ricky Stenicki and laughed.
This final trailer is my trailer of the week.
It looks insanely powerful. Go ahead and tell us about it.
So this movie's called Tuesday, and it stars primarily Julia Louis-Dreyfus and a young actress who I think nobody knows. I think a new, introducing so-and-so. And the daughter, who's in her 20s?
Yeah,
or
probably.
or late teens, adult enough to be able to relate well to her mom, but not, that old. And she has some sort of terrible cancer. And this is the story about the relationship of Julia Louis-Dreyfus helping her daughter through the dying process, really, it seems like.
Yeah.
But what has me so hooked on this trailer is there's some sort of, you want to believe it's imaginary, but then there's a bird that comes into the daughter's room.
I think he's a representation of the Grim Reaper.
Okay, so the Grim Reaper comes in as a parrot.
Yeah.
And then, but also shrinks down to where is either invisible or can be in her pocket or, whatever. And then the mom thinks the daughter's going crazy because she hears the daughter in her room talking to someone, but there's nobody in there. So then finally the daughter asks this parrot to reveal itself to the mom. He does, or she does, or it does. And it just looks pretty wild. Like, it looks incredibly heavy. Julia Louis-Dreyfus looks incredible in this movie.
Yeah.
She doesn't look her normal, glamorous, hilarious, beautiful self. She looks more like an actress, who's portraying a mother who's going through something awful, gut-wrenching, with her daughter. And this movie looks amazing.
It really does.
It's from A24. It's simply called Tuesday, and I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah.
Bring your tissues, I think.
Yeah.
But also, I will say the young actress who we don't know, she looked incredible in it too. Like she wherever she came from, she has acting chops. You can just tell from a mile away.
Yeah. There's a kind of a cute opening to the trailer where she's like trying to talk to Julia Louis-Dreyfus about dating.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, he's like, I don't know how to date. And she's like, you don't know how to flirt. And she's like, you had to come from somewhere. Where do you think you came from?
Right. Yeah, and the daughter's trying to show her how to use Tinder or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's good. All right, so my trailer of the week is Tuesday. David's trailer of the week is Ricky Stenicki.
Yep.
Did you see how I didn't say anything there?
Wow.
Are you seeing the growth?
Call it a TV show.
Why would I? It's a movie. They made a movie.
They made a movie.
They're going to release it on a streaming platform.
Whoa.
You know, how do I know people aren't watching their streaming platform? Maybe somebody did build a proper movie theater in their home. I'm not talking about 75, 85-inch TV. I'm talking about maybe like me, they measure their screens in feet.
Yeah.
Maybe they have a 40-foot screen. I don't know. How presumptive of me to not, to just assume.
How dare you?
Good day, sir.
Well, I never.
Who was that? Was that Kayla that wrote us in? Good day, sirs.
Yeah. All right, moving on to our movie review this week. This week we watched The Beekeeper, a sleeper hit, I want to call.
Oh.
Would you call it a sleeper hit?
I would call it a sleeper hit. I will say, I hope there's a sequel. It was set up perfectly for a sequel. But I say that so that you don't take what I'm about to say the wrong way. But what I'm about to say is that it's a sleeper hit only because there is no competition.
Yeah.
Like if this movie got released in the summertime, nobody would have seen it.
But would you also, here, I would agree. But I'll also say this was much better than I thought it was going to be.
Absolutely. And I think it was much better than everybody thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
It was really good. I think we thought it was going to be, and in some ways it was. I think we thought it was going to be like a Jason Statham paycheck movie, and in some ways it was. But I thought he was really. There was more to his character. Not that he exhibited any amazing acting moments or anything like that, but his character in general was more. There was more to him.
Which is funny because this is what I said to someone about this movie. I said, Jason Statham started off doing movies just like this and got popular being the actor that didn't talk, that was like the cool macho man who just was
Subdued.
macho.
Right.
He's some dude. He doesn't talk much. Everyone else tells you about him. It's the same way John Wick is like popular for this. Everyone else tells you how badass he is, but he doesn't have to talk it up. But eventually he became such a big name that he wanted to talk more. The problem was the people he made movies for make these kind of movies and not those kind of movies.
Right.
So it's not that he can't act. It's that he just transitioned into movies that weren't written well. I'll stand by that.
Okay.
I'll stand by that. He could, and as a result, got locked in as the guy who was in these movies that weren't written well.
I heard one person say, and I wonder if this is the same thing that you're saying, is that this is Jason Statham coming back to the Jason Statham from the Transporter era.
And that's what I'm saying, yeah. So what he's done here is gone back to what made me a hit.
Right.
I can be the center of attention without being all of the attention.
Right. And without having to be the actor.
Right. And I felt that this was a back to his. It's got plot holes. It's got like stretches, whatever.
Right.
But it was fun. Like when he tied the guy to the truck and then drove the truck off the bridge and then the slack was going before it pulled him. That was great. And
then when the truck was in the air and it was pulling that dummy.
Pulling the guy with the dummy behind it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, it was just fun. It was back to fun. So here's what
I like. My favorite, because you brought up that scene, is that the bad guy in that scene moments before was on the phone with his boss, and his boss was going, "Are you crying?" And the guy goes, "I'm not crying, I'm bleeding." It's just little things like that. It was great.
So, premise of the movie, just real quick. Jason Statham is a beekeeper, and he rents some land from a very nice lady on a farm.
Felicia Rashad.
And she's like, I'm like your new mom.
I'm going to make you dinner and take care of you.
Right. And then she gets scammed out of all of her money. She runs, she's in charge of the money for a charity.
She clicks on the wrong thing by a hacking group or whatever.
Yeah, and they take all the money from the charity,
Right.
millions of dollars. And as a result, she doesn't know what to do, and so she kills herself. Out of guilt, I'm assuming.
I think that's the biggest plot hole of the whole movie.
Yeah, she would.
But whatever.
Someone in charge of that much money would not.
Somebody that good. I mean, she had, like, obviously a community of people who cared about her, and she, you know, that she was around, and she had a daughter that she loved, and, you know, she had all these, she had this beekeeper in her life that, you know, it's not like she, whatever. I'm not trying to pick on it, but that just seemed like
that's the most unbelievable thing.
That's the most unbelievable part of a whole entirely unbelievable film.
It would have made more sense if they would have come to her house and killed her.
Right. If there was some, right, exactly.
Yeah.
Some standoff.
So anyway, he goes over for dinner. She dead.
She did.
And at first they think it's him, but he's not. Then it turns out that the beekeepers are a super elite assassin group, semi-run by the government. They're above everyone else. And there's, I guess, maybe only ever one.
Right.
And they protect the hive.
Right.
They do the things that other people can't or whatever, but they do it so crazy and like over the top that you're like, how could this possibly be kept a secret? You know? And so he's like, I'm going to go take these guys out. And that is all you need to know.
Yeah. And then he goes after one level, and that leads to another level. It's like a video game. He beats up these guys, and it turns out, now he goes after their boss, and he blows up this building and goes after their boss. And there were a couple twists, which we won't comment on here, but did you see that coming? You knew who the bad guy's mom was going to be, right?
Yeah.
Like that started filling itself in. But then you glossed over what I felt, or you didn't even gloss over, you just have not mentioned what I thought was the weakest link of the whole movie. And
What's
I hope
that?
she gets replaced. The daughter, the
daughter?
FBI daughter. I thought I didn't think that person was well cast.
No.
I didn't buy her as a tough guy. I didn't buy her as a loving daughter. I didn't buy her as anything. I don't know where I would see her. Like, maybe I could see her like in a romantic comedy or, something lighter or whatever, but she did not.
She was not tough.
She was not tough or compelling or anything.
Yeah.
There were some well-written exchanges between her and her FBI man partner. The guy with the goatee. He was good. But yeah, I didn't like her. I thought she was the weak link of the whole movie.
So this...
I hope that there's a Beekeeper 2, and I hope that she's not part of it.
Yeah.
Or maybe she even gets recast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she wouldn't need to be because it wouldn't be about his mom. Her mom.
Right.
So this made me realize that these classic Jason Statham movies,
Transporter.
yeah, they all have a formula,
Oh,
right?
tell me.
And so in 20 years, Statham's still going to be making movies, and we're still going to be wondering how old he is because he's one of those people that's been bald since they were 12,
All right.
right? And he's going to be making these movies, and the formula is there's a young, way too young for the amount of power they have, gangster.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
And they make a mistake
Yeah.
involving Jason Statham's character. And then there's
Oh,
an
boy.
older,
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to have anything to do with you, but for whatever reason, I'm obligated to help you in this situation, gangster.
Who understands how awful.
And that person at first doesn't realize Jason Statham's involved, but then does. And the line's always like, for the beekeeper, it was like, you messed with the beekeeper. Then the young gangster, what does that mean? He protects the hive. Da, 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 da. Yeah. So.
And then the young guy says, "Are you scared?" And the old guy says, "I'm terrified."
Right.
And you should be too.
Right. But you only need the beginning part. So what I'm getting at
gotcha.
is in 20 years, because it's always a job that's not totally antiquated, but just enough that the current generation that the young gangster is, they wouldn't think anything of it. Right? So in 20 years, what's that job going to be? Because I was like, you upset the Uber Eats driver.
Uber Eats.
What's that mean? He brings you your last meal. Or you upset the Lyft driver. What? Why is that a big deal? He drives you to your grave. Because it's always like a tagline. So here's what I want for listeners. Podcast@pencinema.com. Write in your best 3-line, he's a what? And then corny catchphrase for whatever job and it can be something that's a popular job now, like he's a software engineer. What? Why is that a big deal? He'll write your death code or something like that. Like give me something.
He's a grave digger.
Yeah.
Why is that big deal? Because he digs your grave.
Yeah, so not that.
Wait, that's not a good. That's a bad.
He's an
example.
assassin.
Right. What? Right. He kills people. What?
Sorry, podcast@pencinema.com.
All right,
Give me your best Jason Statham future movie. All right, so Beekeeper, best movie I've ever seen.
Best movie I've ever seen.
Nice. All right, moving on. Penn, what is up with you? What's going on with you?
What's up? I'll tell you what's going on with me, David. I don't know if you can relate to this. I know that you can.
Probably not.
I know that you can, but the problem is I think it probably happens for you more often because you watch more content. Don't you? Wouldn't you say that you maybe watch more content than I do?
Yeah, I probably do.
See more shows. I started a series, and it's not great. I'm not saying like, oh my God, you guys have to see this. But I started watching Love and Death with Elizabeth Olsen and Jesse Plemons.
Okay.
It's not awesome, but I got hooked on it and binge watched the entire. It's a miniseries. I think there's 7 parts, and I watched all 7 parts in one day.
What's the premise?
It's based on a true story, and the premise is this man and this woman have an affair. But it starts out, they show like every painful detail of the affair. It's not just like, they got together and hooked up in some hotel room. They're friends and they know each other's spouses and, they're in the same choir together and there's a pastor involved.
They make like a contract for their affair,
They
right?
have like a list of rules for themselves. It's super awkward, but they end up becoming incredibly good friends. And of course, they do hook up in a variety of motels and they have all kinds of, illicit affairs together. But then they break it off because they're getting along so well. It's impacting the man's relationship with his wife. And he's like, oh, but I love Betty and blah, blah, blah. And so they agree to call it off. And they do. After they agree to call it off, the woman's husband finds a love letter that her boyfriend had written to her. So now the husband knows that like she's cheating on him. And then there's this whole awkward thing. They confront each other, but they stay together. They go to marriage counseling. Both couples actually end up going to marriage counseling. Well, anyway, at the end of so you're led to believe by the music and the writing that Elizabeth Olsen is going to lose her mind and end up killing Jesse Plemons. Is that what you thought was going to, either that or he was going to kill her? You know what I mean? Like you definitely, at the beginning of the very first episode, you're shown a bloody scene of murder.
Okay. But you don't know who was killed?
You don't know who was killed, a la White Lotus. And then it says 2 years earlier. And the rest of the movie starts 2 years, or the rest of the series starts 2 years earlier and works its way up to the murder. But then what's interesting is it continues well past the murder and goes through the entire courtroom trial where she's tried for murder. The person who got killed is her boyfriend, the husband that she was cheating with, his wife. Oh. And what had happened was Elizabeth Olsen went to the wife's house to get something, and the wife confronted her, and Elizabeth Olsen admitted everything. And then this woman went nuts and came at her with an axe, and in the process of fighting with this woman, Elizabeth Olsen snapped and went into some sort of dissociative disorder rage from her traumatic childhood and lost her mind and cut this woman up to bits. Like started out defending herself from attack, but then the whole thing turned around and ended up killing her. But didn't just kill her, like killed mutilated her. and then she got to go through the whole courtroom. And it was a fascinating courtroom trial. Anyway, I'm not saying the thing was awesome, especially since I just told you guys all the whole plot.
Yeah.
But it was great because it's been a long time since I stumbled on a show, watched the first episode, and was excited to keep watching it.
Was that on Netflix or
I think it's on Prime.
Prime?
I'm sorry, it's on HBO.
HBO.
Yeah, it's definitely on HBO. Speaking of HBO, which is probably why I watch Love and Death, I'm completely all in on True Detective.
The new season or the old?
The new
stuff?
season with Jodie Foster, I am loving it.
Nice.
And if they had dropped the whole season, because they're doing one episode a week, if they dropped the whole season, I definitely would have binged this whole thing. I also started watching your show, The Brother's Son.
Yeah, what do you think?
I like it.
Yeah, it's
kind
of fun.
I only watched the first episode, but I'm like, whatever.
It's a good premise, right?
Yep. I also have had The Godfather on while I'm doing laundry and stuff like that, just because I just love that. It's it's one of my favorite movies, and I just love having it on and seeing it. And I thought this morning, The Godfather for me is the kind of movie where every scene, from the very first scene comes on, and I think to myself, this is like the definitive scene of the movie.
Every scene.
But then a next scene comes on, and I'm like, no, this is the definitive scene of the movie. You know what I mean? No, this time, this one here.
Yeah.
So, and then also, I think I was telling you before we recorded, we've been moving.
Ugh, not you.
Not
other
me.
people.
Helping our friends move. It's just one of those things. It's like when it pours, it rains.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why you got all those Muscle Man awards.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's why I'm getting so many movies with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
All right, David, what's with you?
Dude,
What?
Let me tell you what's with me.
What's with you?
What is with me? All right.
You are a human target.
I am a human target. Have you ever heard of the Human Target?
No.
Okay, so there was a TV show. So first off, it was a comic, I guess, at one point in the DC realm, which I didn't realize. And then they made a TV show called The Human Target that aired for 2 seasons ages ago that I really liked.
Ages.
It had
It was ages ago.
Haley
Steinfeld?
No, the guy who was in The Watchmen, who played Rorschach, was the main character in it.
It was a lovely show. It was ages ago, my son.
My dear fellow, as if you knew what I knew. But the premise of The Human Target is he's a guy who's so good at disguise. When you have a threat on your life, you hire him and he replaces you as a human target.
Gotcha.
And simultaneously
cool.
He's a detective, simultaneously tries to solve who's trying to kill you while being you. And then, in a lot of cases, like rips off the mask, Mission Impossible style.
Yeah, love it.
But what I didn't realize is that he's in the DC universe, and like most of his comics are like low level, normal, what you would think noir stuff. But they had one that was, I don't know, a few years ago. It's great because it's a noir comic, but then it's like the damsel who walks in is like a superhero woman who used to be on the Justice League, and she's like, I'm trying to find the killer and this and that, that kind of thing. So it's a lot of fun. Anyway, I also watched Shin Rider.
Wait, can we go back to Human Target?
Yeah.
Are you saying that there's a possibility that Human Target could become something that overlaps with the DCU?
I mean, they could potentially. He's part of the DC comic universe.
But so probably not, but it could.
But he's a character that could.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, it's what I'm really liking about the comic is like he knows the heroes because he's so good at his job, like at protecting people. Mm-hmm. He's like low level associated with the Justice League, so he knows them. And when he needs a doctor, he goes to like the superhero doctor. He doesn't have any powers. He's just a dude, and so
I gotcha.
He kind of in the book I'm reading, he starts a romance with a very low level hero, and he's kind of just like on one day he follows her to all her calls to like save people, and she's like, "Why don't you jump in?" And he's just like, "I'm not a superhero. Like I don't have any powers. Like I don't. All I do is jump in front of the bullet. Like that's me.
Right.
Like I'm not. Yeah. So." It's kind of an interesting thing. So moving on, I watched Shin Rider, which was made by the people who made Shin Godzilla. which was supposed to be like a more modernized look at Kamen Rider, it was horrible.
How do you really feel though, David? You can tell us.
It was. I only finished watching it because some of the visual effects were kind of cool, and I just didn't want to miss any of them.
Fair enough.
I read The Fork, the Witch, and the Worm, Tales from Allegacia, Volume 1, Aragon by Christopher Paolini. That is a title, but I really enjoyed it. It was a nice look back into Allegacia, which is the Aragon books, and I think I told you about how the library took the one book back.
Yeah.
Which would have come after this.
You talking about Libby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a book of short stories, and one of the short stories actually evolved to become part of the book that I was reading, so it was kind of interesting to see
cool.
how it had kind of started. Because the short story is told from the perspective of this little girl who interacts with the mysterious magical man, and the mysterious magical man is the main character from the other book. So anyway, that's good. And I started reading A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, which is a big popular series right now.
Okay.
So
It's a big popular series.
It gets steamy.
Oh, David, stop it.
It's one of those books that they read and they go, "Ooh,
Oh.
is that a Dune? Is that a Dune cup? Popcorn cup in this book?" Anyway. All right, well, moving on. Next week, we're going to be off. But
We're going to take a much-needed vacation.
Yeah, my word.
Amen.
And we're going to be back.
It's
the
been
following
ages.
week. Yeah, it's good. It's been at least since Christmas.
Right.
It was last year.
Right.
Yeah. But we're going to review Argyle.
Argyle. I can't wait for Argyle. The more I see about this, the more excited I am for it. I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah, yeah. And something we need to talk about between now and then. What are we doing about Dune?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what are we doing about Dune?
So we'll have to talk about
Okay,
that.
we'll
So
have
stay
to-
tuned for
That's coming quick.
maybe news.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I feel like every time I blink, it's another month.
Yeah. January went by fast.
Sheesh.
It's a leap year, so get ready. There's an extra day.
There is an extra.
Yeah.
There is.
There is.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
February.
February.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate that extra R.
February.
I hate it.
It's like Wednesday.
Right, Wednesday. That bugs
Yeah.
the hell out of me every
Yeah.
time I have to type. I hate it.
Nobody likes it.
Nobody does.
All right, next week is Argyle. Look, if you want to be a part of the show, the best
Yes.
way to do that, email us at podcast@pencinema.com. But if you want to support the show, Penn, what's the number one way to do that?
I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna demonstrate. I'm gonna lead by example.
Whoa.
A lot of times we stand up here, we say this is what you should do, but this is
Not this time.
Not this time.
No.
This time's a little different.
No.
In Eastern Pennsylvania, born and raised on the podcast is where I spent most of my day. Smacking and talking, reviewing and flipping, watching all the trailers.
How long did this take you to come up with?
I'm just
You're just spitting.
I'm just spitting. Right.
I thought I had the rep down,
Right.
but clearly,
No. B to the U to the double
double
T.
T.
What?
my butt fell off.
What?
Uh-huh.
So what I'm saying, David has set the bar. I have raised it, obviously. And I think what would be most appreciated would be rap about the Penn Cinema podcast.
Yes.
And set it probably to the Fresh Prince,
I mean,
obviously.
copyright free.
Does that even need to be said?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't need to be said. It's assumed.
Yeah.
If you're not musically inclined, if you're not rapalicious,
Weird.
like the rest of us,
Rapalicious.
what?
What?
Rapalicious, Sid Vicious, do some dishes.
I'm the rhinoceros. Hip hopopotamus.
What I love about you rapping is I picture you rapping with your full suit and your briefcase.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
Clearly.
Right.
How else would you rap?
I wish that you were born in Bed-Stuy so you could have been part of the Beastie Boys.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm often like, why wasn't I born in Bed-Stuy?
Right.
So I could be part of the Beastie Boys.
Because obviously, I mean, it goes without saying, you're just a tiny bit younger than them.
Tiny bit.
Where
Yeah.
were you during the 70s?
Exactly.
Right,
Where was I
Right.
during the 70s?
The 70s would have been so much better if you were
Clearly.
part of it.
Mom!
Oh,
Why wasn't I born in the 70s?
that's one of the things I liked about that show that I was telling you about, Love and Death. It took place between 1978 and 1980, which is such an awkward time for fashion and home decor.
Oh my
and
gosh.
like all the trends were so super awkward, but I could totally relate to them because they reminded me of my youth. And the soundtrack for this show is incredible. It's really good. So anyway, wrap us a Rapalicious dinner treat,
Yeah.
and we'll see you on the street. And if you're not so inclined to drop a beat, then when you get to the end, tell a friend.
All right. Well, once again for the Pen Cinema podcast.
You can end there?
I can't.
That's it.
That's too good. It's too good. Once again for the Pen Cinema podcast. I'm David Wilson.
Penn Ketchum. Take care and party on.
Thanks for joining us this episode. Our hosts would love to hear from you. To contact the show with your thoughts and reviews, email podcast@penncinema.com. This podcast is a production of Penn Cinema. Escape to the movies at Penn Cinema, featuring crisp digital projection, killer sound, reserved seating, and premium power recliners. With locations in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Wilmington, Delaware, and Huntington Valley, Pennsylvania. Showtimes and tickets available at www.penncinema.com.